Let's boost your windsurfing skills, and today we're gonna look at tracking back upwind. We all know the situation. You're racing your buddies or you're in a slalom race and you'll end up downwind. Of course you do, because you're going as fast as you possibly can. But of course you need to track upwind again once every little now and then, and you want to do that as quickly as possible and within control. That's what we're gonna look at in this video. Welcome back to the YouTube channel of the Windsurf Coach. It's fantastic to have you back on the channel. And if you like this kind of content and you want to help out, watch this video until the end, because that seems to be the only thing that YouTube cares about nowadays. Now the most important part of all is the technique. You don't need anything, just technique. When you want to track upwind, you're gonna hang off the boom to the front. Yes, like I'm doing right now. And with this, I'm gonna stretch that back leg out and I'm gonna bend that front knee so I can pressure the mast foot. By pressuring the mast foot, I will automatically level off the board. Normally, when you want to go as fast as possible, you want the board to be riding on its tail. But now I want to use the full length of the board to act like a kind of dagger board or fin. And I'm going to put pressure on the upwind side of the rail, push it down to make sure it acts like a kind of fin and help you track upwind. I'm also gonna change the position of my feet. Normally when you're racing, when you're going downwind, your feet are pointing more or less into the direction you're sailing. But this time when I'm tracking upwind, I'm hanging off the boom to the front. I will change and my back foot will point slightly back, which will help me make it easier to control the board and to push down that rail and keep the board riding flat. I'm not gonna take out my back foot, as I want as much control as possible, and riding into the wind normally also means riding into the wind chop. And if you have your back foot out of the foot straps and you get a gust in combination with some chop, you might be thrown off balance and you'll end up in the water. That's why I keep both feet in the straps. You have that triangle of the boom, front foot, back foot, and that is so stable that nothing can knock me off my feet. So don't forget, keep your feet in the straps, back foot pointing back. And last but not least, look where you're going. So don't look back, look slightly upwind. Let's look at equipment. What can we do equipment-wise to track up better? And this is the answer, the fin. Take it 1 or maybe even 2 centimeters bigger than you would normally do, and it will make life a lot easier for tracking upwind. Of course, you will lose a bit of top speed, but at the end of the day, you will have much more fun if you have just 1 centimeter extra on that fin. Especially when I'm racing my buddies at my local lake, I just take 1 centimeter extra. Why? We're not going downwind all the time. Normally, we're sailing just on average across the wind. The second thing we're going to look at is the trim. I'm talking about the trim of the sail, the thing that you can adjust on the fly, on the water. When you just made your jibe and you need to track back upwind, you can just give that adjustable outhole a little tuck. and just flatten the profile a little bit, and it will help you go upwind much easier. If you don't have an adjustable outhole, of course you can use a slightly flatter profile just for the day. It will make tracking upwind a lot easier and you won't lose that much speed. Of course, in the low end it will cost you a little, but then again you'll be flying upwind again, and that is a big bonus. Let's summarize. The fin, you can take it 1 or maybe 2 centimeters bigger than you would normally do. That will make life a lot easier tracking upwind. Okay, you'll lose a bit of speed, but not to worry, you'll have a lot of fun. The outhole, you can adjust it. If you have an adjustable outhole, just give it a little tuck, make the profile a bit flatter when you want to go upwind, and when you want to go downwind again, okay, you can give it a little more slack and give it a bit deeper profile. But then again, if you don't have an adjustable outhole, you can just give it just half a centimeter, maybe even a centimeter more than you would normally do, and you will find it will make tracking upwind a lot easier. Okay, it will cost you a bit bottom end, but that's all. The last but absolutely not the least, the technique. You want the board to be riding flat on its rail, downwind rail down. And that means hanging off your boom to the front with that back leg straightened and that front knee bent. Your feet will switch from pointing slightly forward to the back foot pointing slightly backwards. So don't forget, the main thing with technique is getting that board riding flat and on its upwind rail. And all that time you will be keeping your feet, both feet, in the foot straps to maintain that triangle from the boom you're hanging off to the front foot and the back foot. That will be a very stable platform so you can track upwind through gusts and through chop without a problem. I hope you like this kind of content. If you do, of course, give me a big like. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel of the Windsurf Coach. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time, or I will see you on the water.